with that said, man, because I'm often asked this question, so I'm going to ask you the same, bro, because it needs to come from us. I think the solutions, are rooted in within ourselves and our community. But, what's the first steps? How are we dealing with that, the everyday bro and sis who's carrying all this trauma, carrying this luggage? 9 times out of 10, they don't even know they're carrying this luggage. We think it's normal. It's just the way we are. It's how we deal with things, Where do we start? Where do we go with, penetrating the community with this knowledge and information, and in which ways so we can start getting the results?
Honestly, it starts with the youth. And I'm a responsible dude. I'm not saying that, oh, we need to go dose all the little children up. You feel me? So that'll be good. But just education and not blocking them from these things and the knowing and exploration. Education and exploration with the youth into these unknown realms. And also with the older generation, with their parents, with the youth and their parents. It starts with education, man. And if we can get them educated on it, really educated on the stuff and really listening. And I know that's gonna taste because us as the people, we like to be entertained. So
that's why you're important, bro. That's why you're important in this thing, man.
Yeah. And they say it in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? If you got something that really wants to be said, or you want it to get out to the people, to the masses, you got to do it through a musician. You got to take that to a musician. So I said education and exploration. I was going to hit on the next point, and via music, via entertainment, not even music, media, visual media, everything, entertainment, education, exploration. There we go.
I feel you, man. Because again, if we're dealing with the youth, the young people, we know what we know what they're engaging in, and what they lean to. So it's like utilizing that to our advantage. Music playing a major part in my educating, my liberation, my third eye open. All the pre it happening, music was a catalyst to those things taking place. Like I'm hearing about things first in the music that makes me want to go and do a Google, and just taking the next step. And I think the young people are ready, man. They're just calling, they're looking for all these opportunities out there. Most of them are not serving them well, and they're just not privy to the fact that this is a world, a realm that they can step into and explore their own, their own consciousness. With that said, I think, I've worked with young people for the last 15 years, in the community, the so-called hard to reach, the brothers and sisters from the hoods. And like I said, I think like for the most part, they're like overly confident, overly ready, but at the same time misguided, miseducated. Whereas with the parents, I find there's more challenges. In the Matrix, it's like when it's like they're too far gone. In some cases, they're too far gone to co-sign this thing. So for me, it still comes back down to education, educating the parents minimum, so that when your son, daughter is saying, Mum, I'm stepping into this space, you're not there like the whole previous generation thinking you're doing the devil's work. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just like so miseducated about what this thing is that, you really think your child is sinning. And in essence, the child could be unlocking, family trauma, not only for themselves, but for previous as well as future generations. Like it's a powerful thing. And what I have discovered that normally there's just like one person in the family, there's like one and it's hard work, you know what I'm saying? It's hard work, you know what I'm saying? But it's just navigating that, navigating young people's minds, so they can be ready and prep for this and, deal with, that energy, as that there's a destructive force and energy that we carry, and we use it to our disadvantage most times, but it can serve us well when guided in the right places and spaces. And I feel that organic technology, the plant also prepares the warriors, prepares,
definitely.
I've had my experiences, I know others around, just like, just like you said, that rigid to the extreme wild kill a brother, sister any minute, any second, to just finding balance within that this technology allows you to do that and kind of reset yourself, man. And we need some of that in the hood, bro.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's also why I said before, when I first started doing it and getting into it real heavy, I used to tell everybody, like, everybody needs to do this. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what you doing, what kind of experience, just do it. And I became a lot more responsible with my message only because I've held space, held several ceremonies for people, and I've seen some things get pretty wild, you know, and I now feel that going into these things, education on the stuff is really important. On setting, you know, how to go about these things, and most importantly, having somebody there, if necessary, that has experience and knows how to deal with whatever might come about, and aftercare. Because if you just out here diving in and going into the realms, into the void, and just fully blasting off and letting everything hit you, getting all these downloads, this shit is major. It's a lot of stuff to handle, and we haven't been taught how to handle it. I don't know, maybe they got some society somewhere in the stars that been doing this since birth, but us, we ain't been dealing with this since birth. So you get all this stuff put on you, and you don't have proper aftercare. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't just go see a therapist one time and then release everything and then, okay, you good, go on, live your life. Like, no, that's a lot of weight that I just dropped right now. So you need to know how to deal with that properly afterwards, and that's doing the work. You feel me? And working through the traumas and shit like that. Otherwise, you can go at it alone. You could be like me, and you know what I'm saying? I'm fortunate enough to have a really strong mind, and also a partner that's very strong as well, and understanding, and a community that I can go to and find things out, and center myself and be balanced. And I'm really dedicated to a lot of spiritual practices outside of the medicine. Otherwise, you know, psychedelics is fun, but it's a serious thing too at the same time.
No, for sure, man. It definitely ain't no, magic pill. It doesn't happen overnight. Like you said, bro, it's work, man. It's, the idea that I hear many times that people say, you're taking psychedelics, that's like a cheat. You're cheating. I'm like, nah, this definitely ain't no cheat.
Oh, nah. Them things throw you for a loop, and you don't know what's going on for a minute. You got to come back in and figure stuff out. That's not a cheat code.
But with that said, bro, because again, this might be like the way I'm hoping that this is just like, as I said, it's
hold on real quick. There's a difference between cheat codes and advanced tools. People get them misconstrued all the time. Just because it's an advanced tool and it can do things for you a lot stronger and powerful, don't mean it's a cheat code. It don't mean it's a workaround.
No, definitely not, man. And once you'll jump in, man,